The 10 Accomplished Youth Organizations, or TAYO Awards, recognizes and supports the contribution of youth organizations. TAYO Awards is on its 11th year this year, and there are 20 finalists. Representatives from the two groups are now here with us on Daybreak to discuss with us this advocacy. And today we have with us Roxanne Hernandez. She is one of the Tanay Mountaineers, helping train locals to respond to disasters. And Jovi Biala is a member of the United Architects of the Philippines Student Auxiliary Foundation University chapter. His group designs and builds structure for their chosen community. And of course, also with us today is TAYO's founder, Senator Bam Aquino. Welcome to Solar Daybreak.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Solar Daybreak.
Good to be back.
Good morning. So this is so tomorrow is the awarding ceremony, and I'm sure all these finalists are very deserving of the award. First, tell us, for those who are not very familiar with the TAYO Awards, what is the TAYO Awards?
Well, the TAYO Awards started 11 years ago. Nagsimula po ito back when I was in my early 20s. Actually, I was still part of the National Youth Commission. And back then, we realized that there were a lot of awards for individual youth achievers. No? Even in school, no, the valedictorian gets an award, the best sports person gets an award. But there weren't any awards for groups. And we know that in our country, especially, there's a long tradition of youth organizations who do really well for their communities. So back then, and this was with our chairperson of NYC at the time, Abel Mamba, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, who was also one of the youngest senators during that time, and myself, we put up this organization, this award search, and happily enough, it lasted for 11 years, and this is the 11th year, and we're still hoping that we can talk about all of these great youth organizations who are doing wonderful, amazing things in their communities and continue to do their share for nation building. And you know, every year we find these guys who are doing so well, no, and talagang nakaka-inspire talaga yung mga kwento nila and what they do, no. And you know, in the Senate these days, no, everything is there's a negative air that you can smell because of the scandals, all of these criticism. But yesterday there was a little light in the whole Senate because we had the judging right there, you know, in the Senate, in one of the committee rooms, and these young people that came literally from all over the Philippines shared their stories and shared what they do for the country. It was just really, really amazing. And tomorrow, yung kanilang awarding, hindi pa nila alam kung sino yung nanalo, but of course the judges already know the top 10. Okay lang yan, they're all winners in our eyes, and we're hoping that their story can spread out even more and more people can access their stories online, in different publications, and of course on media, and be inspired to follow their path.
Oh, definitely very inspiring, no? Let's start with you, Jovi. Taga-saan ka, and bakit itong advocacy ang pinili mo?
I'm from Dumaguete City, and I'm representing the United Architects of the Philippines. We're actually a group of architecture students who pioneered a design-build studio in Negros Oriental.
Yun yung Estudio Damgo.
Yeah, Estudio Damgo.
Which means, Damgo means dream, right,
yes,
in Bisaya. So this is a, why did you call it Estudio Damgo? How special is it? How did you design this?
Estudio Damgo basically means architecture of dreams, wherein we reach out to rural communities in Negros Oriental and help build their dreams come true, like structures. And last year, we built a daycare for this for the children in Valencia. So there.
Yun yung Dunga.
Yes, Dunga Daycare Center.
And tell us more about this daycare center. I mean, how big is it? I understand that you utilize like special materials for it, and then, you know, particularly bamboo, I understand, which some residents were saying they were hesitant about it at first.
Yes.
Bamboo, the use of bamboo.
This daycare is, I guess, 50 square meters, and it has one comfort room. 25 daycare students can fit inside with 2 daycare teachers. Yes, we used bamboos because Valencia has a lot of it.
That's right.
A wide variety of species that's very special. And what's good about the bamboos that we use, it's treated. And so it's fire resistant, water resistant, and termite resistant.
Earthquake proof then. It will help. It will
yeah,
sway.
it can help. Also.
Bakit ito yung advocacy na pinili mo? Did you have a special connection with the people there or with children?
When we went to the community, we have seen that They said that they have a daycare, but when we went there, it was just a tarpaulin with two sticks standing. So it was really difficult for me to understand why are these children suffering like this. I came from a public school, so I felt the same things that they have experienced there. We have books, but we don't have decent shelter to be in. So I told myself and my org mates that, of course, we need to provide them something decent and a place they can call their own. So that's what we did. We saw a problem and we gave a solution to it.
Great idea.
Thank you.
Now, Roxanne, what about your advocacy?
Our advocacy is all about disaster preparedness. So we teach and educate our community in terms of basic first aid, water safety and survival, rope rescue, and all activities that is related to disaster preparedness.
How many have you trained?
In terms of the number, I can't give you the specific number, but sa Tanay po kasi we have 20 barangays. So all that 20 barangays na-trained na namin sila.
Okay. So, kasi I remembered Ondoy was
Yes.
that was the catalyst for this one, right? Because of Ondoy, that's why you came up with this idea for disaster preparedness.
Yes. It's very timely nga with all the calamities that we've been having recently. So, ano naman yung response ng mga tao sa inyo?
Yung mga tao namin, nung Ondoy kasi hindi pa talaga kami masyadong prepared, kaya medyo malaki din yung naging damage sa community namin. But now, unti-unti na kaming natuto and yung community namin, unti-unti na naging aware and responsible sa mga gantong pangyayari. Kaya nakita rin namin na may pagbabago.
Good. So, prepared na sila.
Prepared na kung sakaling may mangyari.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
and ano ba tong training nyo? Continuous ba ito? Or pagkatapos nito, parang the succeeding groups ba ng members ng group nyo, would you be like giving additional input or mag-practice sila ulit? Ano ba ang
This
plan?
project is a continuous process, ma'am. So, hindi siya natatapos after naming mabigyan ng idea yung community namin like sa basic first aid. So, from time to time, nagkakaroon din ng mga updates, yung mga information and trainings na itinuro namin sa kanila. So, whenever yung group namin is nakapag-training, ibababa namin agad siya sa community. So, i-re-echo namin agad siya dun sa community namin para matutunan din nila.
Now, Senator, thank you. Now, Senator, these are 2 out of the
20
20.
finalists, yes.
Can you give us an idea what are the other, I'm just curious, what are the other
Actually,
advocacies that
Samut-sari talaga eh. They come from, first of all parts of the Philippines, but secondly, the advocacies also are all sorts, no? So we have some focusing on agriculture, education, persons with disabilities, iba't iba, no? Different groups in different places, and the commonality is a lot of these young people, may nakita silang problema in their specific area and they did something about it, no? May kwento na literally nagsimula, barkada lang sila, di ba? So, not even a formal organization, nagtulungan, may nakitang problema, may ginawa. And I guess at the end of the day, that's the spirit of tayo, that we're not so powerless, we're not so helpless, no? We can actually do things that can help our communities. And for many of them, marami dyan, walang funding, walang support from government when they started, no? They probably got it just much later on or baka ngayon pa lang, 'di ba? But the spirit is there that we can actually do something about the problems that we see. And I guess at the end of the day, if a lot of young people have that in their hearts na teka lang, kung may mga problema, may kaya tayong gawin. We can actually do something about it and learn from the stories of these youth organizations. I think, we'll all be inspired to really move forward with our lives and as a country. No?
Well, Tayo has been recognizing these youth groups for more than a decade. What are you looking for particularly for this year?
Well,
Or what have you looked for and what have you seen and what are you presenting to us by tomorrow? I understand you'll give us the winners,
yes,
right?
it's actually quite interesting, no? Kasi kinakwento ko nga sa kanila na nung nagsimula yung Tayo, wala pang smartphones, wala pang Facebook, wala pang Twitter. That was 11 years ago, no? So, it is a long time ago, and every year you get to see the trends, no? You get to see what's important for a lot of young people. When we started, a lot of the effort was on education, and then siguro after a few years, it was a lot of environment groups came in, a lot of housing groups came in. This year, we actually had social enterprises. Two social enterprises were part of the finalists, and you'd never see that 11 years ago. No? So that's also like a new trend, no, so to speak, in terms of young people giving service or volunteering. So you get to see a lot of different things, and I'd like to think that the Tayo groups, it's parang barometer rin siya of where the youth groups are, what are the things that they're focused on, and what's important to them.
Right.
But even if things change, and things really change across the years, when we started, people were saying, oh, you can't have entry forms which are online or mailed in through CDs, no? Kasi people would prefer the handwritten, no? But now all of the entries most of the entries are practically online already, no? You see a lot of these changes, but at the end of the day, I think some things remain. And that's the spirit of the Filipino doing what they can with what they have and sharing with each other their talent, their time, and really trying to solve problems on their own. And we're hoping that if a lot more young people, or actually whoever, no, lahat ng Pilipino, kung talagang makita yung mga kwento nila, talagang may inspire at baka gayahin. And in this case, sabi nga namin, piracy is welcome, no? So kung gusto nyong gayahin yung mga projects, that's even better. In fact, there's a lot of sharing that happens among the youth, among the finalists, among the organizations. May mga tie-ups, may mga tulungan, may mga sharing of best practices. And through the years, now we've seen that with the youth orgs, and we hope that every year, more and more youth organizations join on. Maybe just to mention, this year we had a banner year of 300 entries from all over the Philippines. So that's a lot for us, and we're hoping that more and more groups will join in the following years.
Right. So it's 11 years, and I'm sure it's grown since the time that you started. And now you have a lot to choose from. And how are you going to pick? What's your basis? How are you going to pick the winner?
Well, we do have criteria that we look at, no? So we value creativity and innovation a lot. We value harnessing the spirit of volunteerism, effective use of resources. We have this criteria that we really look at. All of these things, I guess, importante rin, no, for you to be able to do your work effectively. Innovation is quite an important theme for us because, we can't solve our old problems with old solutions, no? Kailangan bagong mga solusyon to our old problems. So that's quite important. We also look at effective use of resources because, a lot of them don't have any money, no? In fact, talagang sariling mga bulsa pa yan, no, so to speak, no? So how they're able to use resources, donations, or if there's an enterprise part to their group, all of these things play a factor. But I guess at the end of the day, and this is really what I also spoke to them about, is that it's about the story, the narrative, no? Which stories will really inspire more people to do more, to go out and be active and work with our fellow Filipinos or fellow youth and do something together. I guess the stories that resonate the most, no, yun talaga yung hinahanap natin, and we're hoping can really affect the change in more Filipinos as well.
Yes, well, this is great advocacies and good work, guys.
And congratulations. We will know by tomorrow who's going to be the top 10 winners for this one. And as Senator Bam Aquino said, whether you win or not, you are winners for all of us.
And thank you for inspiring us, and thank you for coming to Daybreak to